Hey everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at page 9 in your lesson book, so you can go on ahead and open up to that. And you'll see in our yellow box, we are talking about eighth notes and eighth rests. Now, we've played a lot of eighth notes before, but we've always played them in groups of 2 or 4. Today we're going to see an eighth note on its own. So if you look in your yellow box, there's the single eighth note there. It kind of looks like you took the grouping of 2 and split it in half, and the little flag falls down to the right of it. And so that's worth half a beat of sound. And then underneath, they've shown you an eighth rest that's worth half a beat of rest. Over on the right-hand side of the yellow box, they show you 2 different setups of how you could break up your beats with eighth notes. So first, they show you if you played eighth notes on the beat, on beats 1 and 2, and you rest on the and. So it would be 1 and 2 and. And then next they show you the slightly harder version where you rest on the beat and play the eighth note on the and. So it's rest and rest and. And that's tough, but we will get a chance to practice that later. But let's start with number 30. Number 30 is a rhythm rap, and they're just having us practice bowing or playing these rhythms without having to worry about pitches. So I know there's only one line here. You don't see a staff. That's okay. We're just going to play it on an open string. And the thing that I want you to get from this is the first measure is super easy. We know how to play those quarter notes. But when you get to the second measure, it looks like there's a lot going on. But if you really take a close look, you play on the beats, on beats 1, 2, 3, and 4 with an eighth note, half a beat. And on the other half of the beat, you just rest. So you're just going to stop your bow. So it's going to look like this. This is the second measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So it looks a lot harder than it is, right? It's not that bad. And so as we play through number 30, you have some quarter notes where you play through the whole beat, and then others where you rest on the second half of the beat. So let's play through 30 on our open D string. Okay, so ready, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Rest. Nice job. So that's the idea that we're going to keep in our mind as we take a look at number 31. So 31, we have some notes that are quarter notes where we play through the whole beat, and then others where we have the eighth note, eighth rest. Okay, so let's play through 31 together. You'll notice this is actually the same rhythm as 30, just with notes now. So here we go. 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 2, 4, and 1. Awesome. So hopefully we were able to show the difference between those 2 types of notes. Now, if you take a look down at number 32, this looks like it's 2 different types of notes, but after we talk about it, you'll realize that all of these notes actually sound the same as each other. So if you look at 32, your first note is a high D, and those are staccato notes, quarter notes with a dot over them. We learned last time that when you put the staccato symbol, that dot, over a note, it means you're going to play that note shorter than it's written. So actually, the real definition of staccato is you're going to play it for half the value. So if a quarter note is 1 beat, half of that value is half a beat, which is actually the same as just playing an eighth note. So those 2 staccato Ds, another way to write that would be eighth note, eighth rest, eighth note, eighth rest. So when we play those, it's actually going to sound the same as the next 2 notes, your C sharps, where those are eighth notes and eighth rest. So that's the point of number 32. They're actually showing you that 2 different ways of writing the same thing, basically. So Don't let that trick you. It's a lot easier than it looks. Again, this whole page is about how things look, but in reality, when you try to play them, they're not that bad. We'll not worry about the repeat for right now. We'll just maybe go right to the second ending. And here we go, 32. 3 and 4 and. Awesome, and always making sure that we're stopping our bow in between those notes. That's how we're going to get the sound that we're looking for. Moving on here, now things are going to get a little bit more challenging. If we take a look at 33, this rhythm rap, now we're working on what's called playing on the offbeats. That's that part where I said you don't play on the number beat, you play on the and. And once you get the hang of it, it's not that bad, but at first it's a little bit strange. It feels a little strange. So we're taking a look at number 33. The first measure is a piece of cake. We can all play that. Let's try that now just to make sure we have it under our fingertips here. So we'll do open D again. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Beautiful. Now measure 2. Beats 1, 3, and 4. We can totally handle that. You play on beat 1, you play on beat 3, and you play on beat 4. Beat 2 is where there's something kind of strange happening, and you can see we rest on the beat when we would say number 2, and then we play on the and. So it's going to end up sounding like this. 1, 2, and 3, 4. So in other words, you don't play when you say 2. All you should hear is a rest or me saying 2, because that's what I'm going to do to help us out. So again, it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, and 3, 4. So that note comes after we say 2. Put together the first 2 measures. Ready, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. Awesome, and if you can do that, then you can do measures 3 and 4 as well. Let's do that. Ready, measure 3, here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3. Nice, all right. So 34 now uses that exact same rhythm. Again, we just put notes to it, different pitches. So we're listening for that 2. Remember, we don't play on beat 2 for measures 2 and 4. There's a rest there. Okay, here we go. Ready, and here we go. 2. 2. Awesome, very nice. Let's take a look now at number 35. See if you can figure out which beat we don't play on. So take a second, count which beat we would not play on for 35. And hopefully you found that for all the first 3 measures, we don't play on beat 4. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, right? So you don't play on beat 4. There's an 8th rest on the beat. So here we go, 35. Ready, and here we go. 2, 3, 4. 4. 4. Awesome, very nice. And that idea where you rest on the 4th beat and then have another note that kind of, I don't know if you noticed, but the and of 4, the notes at the end of those measures kind of sounded like they belonged to the next measure. We often call that a pickup, especially when it's connected to a phrase or a musical sentence. It's a pickup. It belongs to the next measure, and that's what we're going to see in number 36. So number 36 puts together all of those things that we've talked about, the eighth notes and eighth rests. We get to play a little bit on the G string, which we haven't done in a while. And if we take a look at the first, the first measure actually is a pickup. There's two eighth notes by themselves, and it does not fill up a full measure. So you don't count that as measure one. That's just the pickup. But we play that, measure 1, 2, 3, and the beginning of 4. If you look through that, we have that eighth note rest on beat 4 again. So just like what we practiced in 35, it's going to be applied to this melody right here. So let me play for you all the way up to the middle of measure 4. It's going to sound like this. Okay, give that a try with me. I will say 4 when we get to those rests. That means we stop and wait. Okay, starting with one finger on the G string. 1 and 2, and here we go. 4. 4. Good, and I'm going to finish this up so you can hear what it sounds like, and then we'll try it together. It goes like this. Okay, so we're starting on the pickup, the 2 notes before measure 5, starting on an A, one finger on G. Ready, and here we go. 4. Awesome, nice job. So we will go through these again at our lesson, and if you have any questions before that, please let me know.